Okay, we're on. Shalom Aleichem, everyone.
Alaikum Shalom.
Greetings from Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh, more specifically Romema, Yerushalayim. Right opposite the Tachana Merkazi of the bus station of Yerushalayim. Just right off the airplane, you go right down the Kvish Achad, Route 1, you get to the bus station, and then you make a right turn, and you come to Tzamanavshi. Very, very easy to get to. And
It's a right turn.
It's a right turn? I think it's a right turn.
It's a right turn, not it's a right turn.
Maybe it's a left turn. You'll ask somebody when you get there, and when they'll just say Yashar, Yashar, Yashar. Just keep going. Okay. Yeah, Yashar, Yashar. That's the answer. Okay. So we are going to start the Yud Gimel Ikrim, the 13 major principles of faith that's found at the end of I think every siddur that's printed after the morning prayers, and it should be a very, very, very good thing to do. So, my name is Reuven Levitt, and this is Samanafshi. Okay, so let's start right away. Ephraim, Shalom Aleichem. How are you?
See you.
Good to see you.
Good to be back.
I saw somebody, Mr. Greer, from Baltimore. I wasn't in Baltimore, he was in Los Angeles.
A nice name.
Yeah. So, okay, so hello to all the people from Baltimore and the people from Los Angeles. Now, so we're gonna do the first one first. Ani Mamin. Okay, so let's start. Ani Mamin b'Emunah Shlema. So everybody should read together this first statement. Everybody's gonna have an opportunity to read one of the Yud Gimel Ikrim.
Okay.
And we'll start here with Ephraim.
Ani Ma'amin b'Emunah Shlema, and I believe with all of my faith. Shaborech Yisborech Shmo Hu Boreh Umanhig L'chol HaTurim, that he's the creator and the leader of all creation. Who Levado, and he alone. Who Levado Asa v'Yoseh v'Yaseh L'chol HaMarim, and he alone is the one who makes and made and will create all of his works, all of his creation.
Okay, very good. Now, first thing I want to say is that these words, are these the words of the Rambam, the 13 principles of the Rambam? These words that we just read are not the words of the Rambam. The Rambam didn't write these words. So why did we call them the 13 principles of the Rambam? Because the words that the Rambam wrote are in the commentary to the Mishnah, which is found in all the Masechtas, all the tractates of Gemara, in the Rambam's commentary, and he wrote extensively on what he called 13 Yesodot, 13 foundations. And that was in the time of the Rambam. The Rambam was about 900 years ago, something like that. And these words were written about. They first appeared in about 500 400, 500 years ago. And we don't know actually who is the one who wrote them. But apparently they've been accepted more or less by at least all the publishers that publish all the Sidurim. So this is what we read. But I'll try to supplement the words that these words over here with the actual words of the Rambam in the Perush of Mishnayos, in the commentary of the Mishnah. But since we have these words in front of us, let's analyze these words. So Ephraim translated very nicely. We have a Muna. We know that this is so. Muna Shlema. We have complete faith that this is so. What we're saying over here, that the Borei Yisbarach Shmo, He is the Borei. He's the Creator. He created the world. The world was created. That's the first thing that we have to know. The world was created. Shalom Aleichem Roy.
Oh.
Yes. What does it mean that Hashem created the world? So, there was a boy that he was becoming a bar mitzvah, and he asked his parents, he asked his mother, Ma, I'm going to be bar mitzvah soon. I'm going to say a bar mitzvah pshetel. Tell me about our family. So she says, son, do you know that our family comes from the 3 patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and from Moshe Rabbeinu, the one that received the Torah from Hashem, and we go all the way back to Adam Arishon. He was the first man that Hashem made. Yigia Kapov Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He's the handiwork of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is who we are. This is our family comes from. So, very nice. He goes to his father, and his father says to him, son, we came from apes and from baboons and about 3 trillion years ago, and they actually descended from bacteria and amoebas 3 trillion years ago. That's where our family comes from. So the child was very confused. He goes back to his mother and he says, Ma, I don't understand. You told me this and Ta told me that. So she says, son, you have to know, that's your father's side of the family. So this is the difference. How do we look at ourselves? We look at ourselves as going right back to the first man that Hashem created. Hashem is the creator. He created the whole universe and he created the first man. Manhig l'kol abruim. And not only did he create them, he's the borei, but he's also the manhig. What does a manhig mean? A manhig is a leader. Manhig ador. We just lost yesterday. We went to Levaya of the manhig ador, the leader of the generation. Hashem, though, is that's the leader amongst people. But Hashem is the manhig. He is the leader, l'kol abruim, of all of the creations. And then it says, v'hu levado, he himself alone, no one else, only him. Asa, did, v'oseh, and does, v'yaseh, and will do, l'kol hamasim. L'kol hamasim. What does this mean? He did, he does, and he will do l'kol hamasim. So now, there's...
That's what the Chilonim call evolution. No?
What's evolution?
The father's side of the family.
We believe that Hashem is doing all this.
Right.
The Chilonim, they say it's evolution. It's just like you said before, that
Right, bacteria and amoebas. So we say, Hu levado, he alone. He has no helpers. He alone. Only Hashem. Hashem is the only one who does. I wanted to point out over here. Okay, so your name, sorry again, is?
Yitzchak.
Yitzchak. So Yitzchak has said that you're saying that L'kol hamasim means all the actions, all the events, everything that happens, so to speak. Man has free will. He can try to do, he could choose to do whatever. What actually does it mean that a man has free will? That he could act, that he could do. What exactly could he do? What is he free to do? He has free will. Free will is a very good expression of what it is that he could do.
Anything he wants.
Anything that he wants. He could will anything that he wants to do. He can choose to do anything that he wants to do. Can he do anything that he wants to do?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. He's not able to do anything that he wants to do. There's some discussion about this. Could he do anything that he wants to do? If he has free will to do, will Hashem prevent him from doing so? If Hashem doesn't want him to do that, certainly the answer is yes. If Hashem doesn't want that to happen, then the person won't be able to do what it is that he wants to do. But that's not a contradiction to free will, because free will, the word will, is a very, I think, good explanation of what it is that he has the freedom to do. He has the freedom to will to do.
To try.
To want to do it. He has the freedom to choose what it is that he wants to do. Whether he'll actually be able to do that which he chooses to do. That's if he doesn't do so, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have free will. But over here, so that's Kol hamasim is saying that Hashem is the one that gives he's the one that gives the stempel, the certification on all the things that happen. It may look like a person did this, but Hashem sort of gave the certification that this is he's going to allow this person to do that, or he may even help the person to do that. Right? What we do is we choose to try to do a mitzvah. We choose to try to do this. We choose to try to do that. Whether we will be able to do so, we say is siyata d'shmaya, is based upon whether we have the heavenly assistance, whether we'll be able to do so. So here the statement is that he alone, Hashem, did, does, and will do l'kol hamasim. So if it happened, it means that Hashem decreed that it happened. Hu levado, he alone, did, does, and will do l'kol hamasim. Okay. Good. Let's do base. Let's see. Roy, you want to do base?
אני מאמין באמונה שלמה שהבורא יתברך שמו הוא יחיד ואין יחידוס עמהו בשום פנים והוא לבדו אלוהינו חיי הרבה ויהיה.
Okay, so Ani Mamin B'Emunah Shlema, I maintain that this is absolutely true, with complete faith that this is so. Shabori Yisborach Hashem, His name be blessed. Hu Yachid, He is singular. He's the only Hashem that there is. Ein Yechidus Kamoyu, and there is no singularity and unity maybe we should say unity. There is no unity like Hashem, V'shum panim, in any way, shape, or form. This is what we say in Shema. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hashem is Echad. V'hu levado Elokeinu. Only He is Elokeinu. Haya hoiva v'yiyeh. He was, He is, and He will be. Okay, so this. What does it mean that Hashem is Echad? What's it mean Hashem is Echad? He's Echad, Ushmo Echad. What are the two? What does it mean? What are those two things?
That is everything.
Hashem is Echad, is in terms of His essence. A person is not Echad in his essence. He's really a combination. He's a combination of a guf and a neshama. He has opposing. He lives in. His guf wants to do one thing. His neshama wants to do something else. And he decides who's going to be the winner. Who's going to be the winner? The guf is going to be the winner, or the neshama is going to be the winner. But he's not echad. He's sort of a complication, combination,
contradiction
of opposing forces. Contradiction. One part of him contradicts the other side, and he might start thinking that he must be schizophrenic. One day he wakes up, he wants to do a mitzvah, and the other day he wakes up and he wants to do something else. And he says, "Gee, there must be something wrong with me." No, there's nothing wrong with you. That's the way Hashem made you. That's the way He made it. That's the way He made it. So person's not echad. But Hashem is echad. Hashem is echad. He has no contradiction between, there's no opposing forces in Hashem. He's completely one. Completely one. Hashem echad. And His achdut, His unity, is not like any other creation. In any, he's a unity that we can't even fathom what type of a unity that is. But that is what He is. Okay. V'hu levado Elokeinu. What's it mean, Hu levado Elokeinu? He's the only one. What does it mean, Elokim? What does it mean, Elokim? So now this is in the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch, Siman Hey, very beginning of the Shulchan Aruch, Eilit Aleph. If we have a Shulchan Aruch over here.
Don't think we do.
We're not there yet. I can't tell you where it is.
Okay, there's some Mishnah Brews over there. There's an Aleph there.
It's an olive.
Oh, great. Thank you. Your name is
Lauren.
Lauren. Okay, thank you very much, Lauren. If you turn to Siman Hay over here in the Shulchan Aruch. So he's talking over here about kavanos habrachos. The intent that we have to have when we make brachos, we make blessings. Yechaven v'birkos perish amilos. This is the most important thing that we can do when we make brachos, when we daven. we think intently about what the words that we are saying mean. Sheyazkir Hashem. So what are we supposed to think about when we mention the name of Hashem? Sheyazkir Hashem Mechaven Peirush Kriyoso Ba'adnus Shehu Adon HaKol Mechaven B'Ksivosoi B'Yud Hei Shehaya Hoive B'Yiyah B'Hazkarosoi Elokim. Oh, so here's what we're talking about over here. You say over here, Hu Levado Elokeinu. What does that mean? B'Hazkiro Elokim. When we mention Elokim in a bracha, Yechaben Shehu Takif. We have intention that Hashem is Takif. He is strong. He's powerful, all powerful. Baal HaYecholos. He is the master of all abilities, meaning he could do anything. He could do anything. Ubal HaKochos Kulam. And he is the one who is in charge of all of the powers of the world. There is no power that is independent of Hashem's power. Nothing. Hashem, all powers are under Hashem's jurisdiction and control. So this is what we have in mind when we say Elokim, according to Shulchan Aruch. So
how can it be in control if the person has a free will?
Ah, okay. Very good. Hashem is not in control of a person. This is what we say in the Gemara. The Gemara says, Hakol bidei Shamayim, everything is in the hands of heaven. Chutz mi Yiras Shamayim, except for Yiras Shamayim. What is Yiras Shamayim? Yiras Shamayim is awareness of Hashem and acting in accordance with that awareness. Or at least choosing to act, like we said before, to choose to act in accordance with the awareness of Hashem. That's Yiras Shamayim. So, true. Hashem is in control, and He controls everything except for our free will to choose. Right. That is the one thing that He has. What has He done? He's chosen to give over that power into our independent ability. But, interesting, we see in history, there have been times when Hashem has taken away the free will of a human being, to show that He is even in charge of that as well. So He really is in charge of everything. But He chooses to allow a person to exercise his free will and not interfere, even though He is in control of that as well, in other words. Where did we see that a person's free will is taken away?
Paro.
By Paro. Right? Rashi says by Paro, for the first 5 makos, I believe, first 5 plagues, Paro had the free will ability to look at them as he wanted to do, and to decide to do whatever he wanted to do based upon these plagues that Hashem was bringing, and he chose to ignore it and stonewall and say, I'm Paro and I'm not letting the Jews go, and that's the end of that. After that, though, in order to allow Hashem to continue to play out the entire Gulas Mitzrayim, the redemption from Egypt, and to show the Jewish people as well as the entire world all the plagues in all of his abilities, in all of nature, over the animals, over the sky, over everything, even over the firstborn, to distinguish between the Egyptian firstborn and one that was not, and a Jew. He took away Paro's free will. Paro has no free will at that point. He's just a puppet now, saying, no, I won't let them go. No, I won't let them go. That's it. So we see that Hashem really is in control even of a person's free will. He just chooses. He made the world in such a way that we have generally speaking, a person has free will. Okay. So over here, Hu levado Elokeinu. He alone is Elokeinu. He's the one that has this Yecholos. He has this ability. He's in charge of all of the kochos. He is in control and he's sholet. He rules over everything in the Bria without any exception. This is what we mean when we say. You've probably seen this on the what do they call it? The rear bumper of the car, or maybe on the back thing over there, the window. Ein od milvado. Ein od milvado. There's no one other than him. That's what we mean. There's nobody other than him. He's the only one that has. He's the one who has the control. He's that has the charge. This is also what we mean when we say Shema Yisrael. Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. He's Echad, not only in who he is, but also in his mastery and control and rulership over the entire world. And when we say the day will come when Hashem will be Echad, Ushmo Echad, we mean to say Hashem is a person's is how he's regarded in the world. His name, his reputation, who he is, how people see him. So the day will come when Hashem will be Echad, his mastery will be complete. It is complete. Ushmo Echad. People will regard his mastery as being one, in being complete control. Yeah.
But God also, based on the name you use, is characteristic of the things he's able to do. For example, Elokeinu is a God of judgment. Hashem is a merciful God.
Yeah, right. It also has the that interpretation as well. Right.
So therefore, he's still one, and we shouldn't think that there's different gods doing these things. He alone says all of them.
There's no other judge.
So why does he say here Elokeinu?
Why does he say? What else should he say?
Elokeinu, Hashem Elokeinu, a God of
He should
mercy and a
mention
God of
Hashem.
judgment. Huh? That's a power that nobody else has either.
Well, actually, interesting. When we say Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, that itself, the Shulchan Aruch said right over here, that's sort of a short term for saying Hu Haya, Hu Hoveh, Hu Yiyeh. He was, he is, and he will be. That is also the explanation of the name of Hashem.
No, but doesn't tell you the characteristic.
That's not what the Rambam is. That's not what he's talking about over here. He's not referring to judge and mercy. He's not talking about that.
Well, those are qualities that God has and nobody else has.
Yeah, but he's not talking about judgment and about mercy. He's talking over here about rulership. He's the ruler. He's in control of all the creations. That's what we're talking about over here. If he's in control and he rules over all creations, it follows by definition that he's the judge.
But
It's included in that.
What about the God of mercy?
This is What?
The God of mercy, that's also a quality.
Okay.
And that's not the same as judgment.
No, but it follows from his rulership that he has the ability to be strict or to be lenient in his rule.
Is judgment and mercy opposing contradictory things?
Well, you compare, in a sense, I mean, God is a God of judgment. And then we also, when we pray, don't we pray for God to have mercy on us? So it's a quality of God's that we're asking Him to use that to help us in a situation.
The judgment of Hashem, in a certain sense, is a manifestation of His mercy as well. How so? Hashem wants to give everybody only good. That's the ultimate thing that He wants to give to people and the whole creations. So why judgment at all? Judgment seems to be a contradictory thing to that.
What do you mean God just wants to give us good? What do you mean by that?
He wants to give us. Why did Hashem create the world? To give good to the creations.
Well, the people should make the right choice.
To give good to the creations. How do people merit Hashem's good? By making the correct choices. What happens when a person doesn't make the correct choice?
It's punch.
All the time?
Not all the time.
Most of the time not. Most of the time not. If otherwise we wouldn't be able to continue to exist.
Well, that's mercy.
That's mercy. But if there's going to be continual mercy, then people are just going to say, may as well just do what I want to do. And then they won't merit the ultimate good that Hashem wants to give them. Hashem wants to give reward, the ultimate good. What is the ultimate good? Closeness to Hashem.
You make the right choice is the ultimate good.
That's the way to get to the ultimate good. Hashem wants to give us reward. The reward is in Olam Haba. What's the reward? Basking in His divine presence. In the radiance of His divine presence is the greatest. The Rambam says himself at the end of the Mishnah Torah, that is the greatest pleasure that a person could fathom. It's a spiritual thing. It's forever. We don't know what it is. We don't have it here. But that's the ultimate reward. That's the ultimate good that Hashem wants to give us. How do we get there? How do we get there? Hashem, before He put us in this world, that's what we were doing. We were basking in the radiance of His divine presence. But there was something missing. We were getting all of that pleasure, and we were freeloaders. We were taking a handout. What did we do to earn that? Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
we observe the mitzvahs.
No, it's foreborn. We hadn't done anything to earn Olam Haba.
Before we came into this world, before Hashem sent us into this world, we were close to Hashem, basking in the radiance of His divine presence. But we hadn't done anything to deserve it.
Were we learning His Torah?
No. No. He hadn't done anything to deserve any of this. And then he created us. And now we have life. He put us in this world. What did we do to deserve that? Also nothing. So we're starting off having a lot to pay back. And then we start to mature and grow, and now we start to earn our keep. Now we start to earn our keep. And even this, Hashem does only for our good. Why? Because a person doesn't want to accept a handout. He doesn't want to be a freeloader. He wants to earn his keep. He wants to earn that ultimate good that Hashem wants to give him. So the mitzvahs are our way to earn that ultimate good, so that we shouldn't have what the Zohar says is namadi kisufa, which is the bread of shame. Yeah, here's your bread, but it's free bread. It's a handout. It's not something that it's pleasurable. It tastes good. There's enjoyment, but it's not a complete enjoyment. But after having made the right choices in this world, then we get to a situation where we hopefully can earn our keep. So where does judgment come in? Judgment comes in because it keeps us. It's really a way of getting us to that place. It's really a way of getting us to that place. So in that sense, it's not opposed to rachamim. It's just a different means of getting us to the right place, to make the right choices.
In some sense, you balance rachamim and din against each other to help you guide. Hashem balances them for each person to help guide them down the right path. You're a little lenient here, it's a little hard here, so people will learn to make the right decisions. This is what Hashem wants me to do, and if I make a mistake here, but then if I go too far off, I get a little potch and I move back. And it's a guide. It helps to guide the person along.
Yeah, right. And it also is mechaper. It's also atonement. Judgment and challenges and difficulties also. They're hard to take, but also they are atoning. They're also atoning. So in that sense, it's getting us to be in a position that we are that when we get that wonderful reward that we at the end of Olam Hazeh into Olam Haba, it won't feel like the bread of shame. It'll feel like the bread that we earned. And that's the greatest good. That's the greatest good that Hashem can do for us. This is what He's intends to do for us. That's why He created us. So, okay, Gimel. Who wants to read Gimel?
אני מאמין באמונה שלהם, I believe in I have full, faithful belief שהבורא יתברך שמו, Hashem, the creator, that his name is the creator. Ein no guf, he doesn't have a body. Velo yash Yuhu Nishin Ne Haguf. What's Yishinihu? That doesn't appear?
It's Yasiguhu. Yasigu. Masige Haguf. Right. Masig in modern Hebrew
It's a boundary?
Lahasig, well, that's a siyag, okay. But here, okay, it's related. To be masig is to arrive or approach or attain. Lo yasiguhu masige haguf. He has no goof, and he's not subject to the masige haguf.
The limitation of the body.
Right.
Ve'ein lo shum imyon klal. He doesn't have any
Appearance?
appearance.
Form.
Imyon is
Dimyon means
appearance, no? Doesn't appear as anything specific.
Dimyon
It's a
is
spiritual.
like this is A is doma to B. This is similar to that. These two things are similar. They have certain. Why are they similar? They have certain things in common. They may have certain things not in common, but they have other things that are in common. So they're doma, dimyon. It's the noun. Doesn't similarity. There's no thing in the world that we could say which is similar to Hashem. Hashem is totally is only there's only one Hashem, and not only is there only one Hashem, but there's not even any being which is similar to Hashem. Yeah. Not only does he not have a goof, but there's no thing, even like a malach, right? A malach is an angel. Does a malach have a goof? Not really.
You can.
He could take on the form of right. But in his essence, like we have to have a goof. If we don't have a goof, then we're finished. We don't have a goof. A malach doesn't have to have a goof. He has the ability to appear with a goof, but he doesn't need to have a goof to exist. We need a goof to exist. But even a malach, which has no physical trappings really in his essence, he's not like Hashem. No comparison. The comparison between him and Hashem is no comparison. There's no comparison. Hashem is so echad and so.
How do you reconcile that?
Not at all like not even like a malach. He's not at all.
How do you reconcile with that, with the idea that we're supposed to emulate the midos of Hashem to become as like Him as we can?
Right. Right. That's true. That's what we're supposed to do.
But it's midos. It's not to try to be
Right. It's not the
physically.
essence. Right. Here we're talking about essence. Talking about who Hashem is in His essence. So right. Even though we could do, we could. Hashem is Rachum. He is not. We say Hu Rachum. We don't say Hashem has Rachmanis. He's the epitome of Rachmanis. We're not the epitome of Rachmanis. We could try to display and try to act and do actions of Rachmanis. That we could do. But right. Okay, so the next one, rolling right along. Dalit. Your name again is
Larry.
Larry. Let's. You want to do Dalit?
Ani ma'aminim b'yamal shleimot shabori yisbarach shemo hu rishon v'hu achron. He's the first and he's the last. He's the beginning or the end.
Ani ma'amim b'emunah shlema shabori yisbarach shmo hu rishon v'hu acharon. Hu Rishon v'hu Acharon.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? Was there anybody, anything that existed before Hashem?
No.
No. Right? Before Hashem created the world, what was there?
So,
Not even that.
There was Hashem. There was Hashem. What else was there?
Nothing.
Nothing, something, whatever you call it. I don't know what to call it either. It wasn't the only. So Hashem was so Hashem is Rishon. He's the first. Everything follows him.
What does it mean, Rishon?
Yeah.
Rishon means first.
Right.
But Hashem was before first. He was forever.
He defines first. The fact that he was.
We don't have a word to describe it, do we?
No.
We got no word. So what do? We do as a word. It's not really the correct word.
Best we can do.
That's the best we could do. That's right.
why do we say end?
What?
Why do we say end?
Rishon
V'achar.
v'hu Acharon. And he's the last.
I mean, but like Ru just said, there's no beginning, there's no end. He's eternal. So what do we
That's what you meant. Rishon implies that there was
right?
that it came into existence at this time, but before that it wasn't there either.
Right.
Very good. Right? So that's not true either. Right? So that implication is also not true. Right? We don't have a word. We don't have a word. I don't know what word there is. He always, what do we say? Hu haya, he was. He was, meaning he always was. He always was. That's Yud Ke Vav Ke. Hu haya, hu hoveh, hu yeh. He was, he is, and he always will be. That's really what. Yeah. But you're right, because he already said that. He already said that in base. So now what does he mean to say in Daud that he says Rishon v'Achron? First of all, it has a difficult implication, and second of all, he already, if all it means is Haya Ho Ve'Haviyeh, he already said it.